If there is one thing we have learned from Nintendo in the past 3 or 4 months now since the start of 2024, it is to not try to profit off of their IPs or their property or their games, because they will do whatever it takes to make sure that not only you will not profit off of them, but you may even face legal repercussions like paying fines and even going to prison. Now obviously a ton of people have been talking in the past month or two about the big Nintendo Switch emulator Yuzu getting shut down, but apparently it does not stop there. So this story just broke today. There is a person in Japan. I don't really know anything about this person besides that they are 36 years old, and I guess they are a Pokemon or an overall video game hacker, or at the very least they are a seller of hacked Pokemon games and content. So I guess it's not exactly clear if they themselves are the hacker or if they are just a seller, but regardless, this person has been caught in a whole slew of legal trouble now, all because, like I said, they've been selling hacked Pokemon content. So if you didn't know, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet came out in 2022, about a year and a half ago. It is the 9th generation of Pokemon. I can't believe they're already on 9. And so yeah, it's not old Pokemon games that this person was selling content for, right? This is the current Pokemon title, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now I have tried to look into exactly what was a part of this quote-unquote hacked content that this seller was selling. All I can find was that this person was selling hacked Pokemon save data from Scarlet and Violet. And this hacked save data had rare Pokemon on it, and some of these hacked save files would sell for as high as $90, or about 13,000 yen. Now, I'm not exactly sure with the current generation of Pokemon, with online battles probably being a big thing now. I'm not exactly familiar with how that works, but I would assume that this is almost similar to, say, getting aimbot in like Call of Duty or Fortnite. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Obviously, kind of back in my day, Pokemon was more of a single-player game, but I feel like the fact that Nintendo is really concerned about these hacked save files tells me that it is probably because these hacked files could be, you know, at the expense of other people playing against them online that could maybe be at a disadvantage in online battles. That is just where my mind goes with it anyway. So this person would sell these save files from December of 22 to March of 23. So really only about a 3 or 4 month span, but it was discovered that this individual probably earned a ton of money from all of these sales just in about 3 or 4 months. But actually the main reason why this person was arrested all has to do with a Japanese act that was passed about 5 years ago. It is called the Unfair Competition Prevention Act. And this act, I've kind of read it a little bit. It could apply to a lot of different things, but one of the things this act protects is companies from being at a disadvantage when hackers, I guess, sort of tamper with their content, which obviously plays right into what this individual did. So this act was basically cited for why this hacker was arrested. And so I'm seeing that as a result of this act, people who exploit hacks for their own profit can face a fine of up to millions of yen and even up to 5 years in prison. Yeah, that is definitely a lot for what essentially boiled down to, you know, hacked Jigglypuffs or something like that. Again, I kind of wish it was less vague on exactly why these hacked save files were, you know, so great and why people spent so much money on them, other than the fact that, and I think this was really all there was to it, that they just had rare Pokemon on them. I don't know, which that in and of itself, I mean, probably shouldn't be illegal, like just obtaining legitimately rare Pokemon. So that tells me that they must have also somehow known that these rare Pokemon were obtained illegally, you know, through a hack. So yeah, definitely a lot to unpack here, but like I said, it's all kind of thanks to the new act in Japan that was passed 5 years ago. Kind of interesting because I know that in America and the UK, laws are a little bit different, and I'm not saying in all cases you can get away with it, but I believe things are a little bit more, I don't know, lenient on the hackers in cases like this compared to Japan. I don't know how Japan handled stuff like this pre-2019, but yeah, it looks like they are definitely cracking down on hacking related content, which they now deem to be illegal. I do wonder if America, the UK, or really any other country will also follow suit and kind of do the same thing, pass the same sort of act that protects these video game studios from having their content quote-unquote exploited. We will have to wait and see, but as of right now, it is looking like this hacker is facing up to 5 years in prison just for 3 or 4 months of selling hacked Pokemon content.